Hello and welcome, I'm Alex from XP Esports, commonly seen on Twitter or Discord as XP_Alex. So today we're checking out our XP office. Where are we, you might ask? Well, we're at the University of Queensland, St Lucia campus specifically. So without further ado, let's go check out TGG, our gaming facility, where our office is. Hey guys, here we are in the UK Union area. So if you're hungry or thirsty, pause your gaming session and pop downstairs. We're surrounded by great food and drink outlets. Starting on my left downstairs, you've got the Red Room for adult beverages or pub style food. Continuing back up here, you've got Pizza Cafe, awesome pizza. You've got great coffee or boost behind me, but if that doesn't quench your thirst, on my right, you've got bubble teas or teas from Cha Times. You've also got Japanese cuisine from Kenko's Sushi House. If you're also in need of a sugar rush, guess what? We've got a lolly shop. So let's continue on, guys. Hey guys, you know you found us when you've found our TGG signage, and you'll notice our XP logo. So what are we waiting for? Let's go check it out, come on. You finally made it, guys, so let's continue and go upstairs to check it all out. So you'll notice there's still some old signage from UKU Esports. We've got one of our XP Esports pull-up banners with all of our details for social channels. So let's continue upstairs, guys. So you'll notice up above me there's a computer alliance technology provider of ours. So we like to advertise for them. So you've also noticed there's still some old signage from UKU Esports days, back when the centre was underneath them. And we'll continue up, guys. So you'll notice TGG, we've made it, we're here. So TGG, the Gamers Ground, this is where we are. This is where our office is, so let's go check it out. We've made it, guys. You're in TGG, the Gamers Ground, you've found our home of XP, and you've also found our gaming facility. So you'll notice on my right is the TVs for display information for the centre. Won't touch on too much about that because that's for another time, guys, so continue on. So TGG, the Gamers Ground, is a gaming facility similar to a LAN cafe, open to all members of the public, UK students, anyone off the street. You can come in and purchase an hour pass, a day, a week, or a month. There's plenty of options for you to choose, but we won't touch on too much about this. That's for another video. You'll notice Brisbane Roar. Yep, we partnered with them for the E-League for 2019, 2020, 2021, maybe 2022, who knows? Now you notice through the videos I've been wearing official XP merch. Guess what? Your chance to buy some is coming soon because our hats are already up for sale on our website and our shirts are coming soon, so stay tuned to our socials, guys. So let's go check out our office without further ado. But before we do, let's go down to a trip in memory lane and check out our old office. You've made it, guys, we're in our office. So let's start off with our caster station. So as you can see, we've got a massive green screen. We've even got a smaller green screen, which is portable, which we can take with us for events out of our office or out of our centre if we need to. We've got our broadcast light to light up our casters. We've got our broadcast camera to capture them live. And then the caster's desk itself, let's start from the very left. So we've got our Zeus 27-inch monitor. So on this one particularly, this is our live Twitch view. So our casters know particularly what's going to Twitch at that current time, whether it's them live or if it's an information or the game scene. And then continuing to the right, we've got a stream deck, so our caster can even change the broadcast scene live, whether I'm too busy handling something else or such. And then we've got a Cooler Master peripheral set. We've even got a Zeus Republic of Gamers mousepad. Following on to the right, we've got our broadcast audio, which is a headset and mixer setup, which all goes to my Vmix corner. We've also got two more Zeus Republic of Gamers screens. So we've got one which our caster uses to watch a clean feed of the game he's casting or even observing if he's in-game camera. And then on the right is where his Discord will be for prompts or information on the go from myself or another member of the team. And then lastly, underneath the desk is our Computer Alliance provided computer for our caster. So this all makes up our caster station. So let's continue on to our observing station, guys. So here we are at our observing station. So this is where all of the matches for all of our events and leagues from our high school league, our women's league, our open events, even our Intel partnered events, it's all hosted live here. So as we can see, there's a lot of screens going on. So what makes up a station, guys? We've got, starting from the top, 4 ASUS 24.5-inch monitors. Going down, we've got then a Cooler Master peripheral set and a Zeus Republic of Gamers mousepad. And then on the right is an admin slash Discord PCs. So our staff can then obviously communicate with all the teams of the different matches going on that they're starting, they're stopping, or if there's any issues. And then how do you control 4 computers with 1 keyboard and mouse, guys? We've got a swifty little device here. It's called a KVM Switch. So we can use 1 keyboard and mouse, which then connects to 4 PCs and we can switch between them. And then underneath, lastly, is our observer PCs, kindly provided by Computer Alliance, custom built as well. So this is 1 station. We've got 3 of these in total, which means we can host up to 12 matches at once for any of our events and leagues. So sometimes we can use all of these at once for our high school league, for example. Our women's league uses a bit less, from 1 to 2 stations. Our XP Intel events like the Valorant, the Rocket League, or the Rainbow Six Siege ones from last year in December and September, they've used about anywhere from 1 station to 3 at once, from a few matches to every match going at once. So this is what makes up our observing area, guys. So let's continue on to our community stream corner. So this is the community stream corner of our office, guys. So primarily it's used by the Friday Night Smash guys. So they'll host live here on every Friday night usually. At the moment it's paused, unfortunately, due to COVID. So normally they'd have 2 casters live on this side casting the game that they're watching, which on the other side of the caster's desk, they'll have 2 players competing against each other. And that's all, they're all streaming that live to Twitch. So what makes up our community stream desk, guys? We've got 3 ASUS Republic of Gamers 24-inch screens. We've got even our ASUS peripherals, so keyboard, mouse, and mousepad. We've got a smaller stream deck as well for streaming, and then there's a few other broadcast headsets here. And then lastly, underneath the desk here is one of our, but a bit of a history behind this PC. This was XP's first production PC for 2020. So all of our broadcasts that we streamed in 2020 were all performed by this PC here. So that's why it's still in the office and we're still using it. You notice there's a Tool Pro safe case. We've got some cool gadgets in here, which we're going to be filming some more videos coming soon for you. So stay tuned to our socials for those coming soon. So let's head over to my corner. So this is what I like to call my corner, I guess, or mission control. So as you can see, there's a lot going on, a lot of screens, a lot of keyboards and mice. So this is where I primarily work all the time from. So here we've got 3, I guess, individual sort of stations that make up the whole thing. So we've got 3 computers. So starting from the very right is my custom admin PC with 4 screens of itself and its own keyboard and mouse. And then in the middle, we go to our Computer Alliance Vmix Production PC, and then which is obviously up via 4 ASUS 27-inch monitors, an ASUS peripheral set again, and then I've got a Stream Deck XL for our live streaming. And then on the very left is our live stream or encoding setup, which is what takes the broadcast feed and then pretty much encodes it and throws it to Twitch. So my Vmix Production PC doesn't do as much as the work. So then this as well has its own 4 24-inch monitors, Cooler Master peripheral set, and then the Computer Alliance PC itself. So this makes up my corner or production area, guys, of XP. So all of the events that we stream, our main streams of all of those, it's all happens here live. So I'm the one behind the camera or behind the scenes who's pretty much changing the scenes of what you're viewing through broadcast, from whether it's the game, our casters, an information view, anything, the overlays, it all happens here live by myself. And a few others, of course, if we've got observers here online or casters here or overseas even. So we'll move on to the next station, guys. So this is just a sort of small station. So this is where any of our staff in training will be manned. It's got an ASUS 24-inch monitor, an ASUS peripheral set, and then just one of our older sort of standard PCs, so we won't touch on too much on that. Lastly in the corner, guys, is our video editing corner. So this is where most of our video content is edited by Hamish. Mostly he works at nights here, and in the daytime Brody works at this station, working on all of our upcoming events and leagues and new ventures. So what makes up our video editing corner, guys? We've got 3 ASUS screens. We've got a 27-inch in the middle, which is a bit better and more color accurate than 2 24-inch ones on the side. We've got a full ASUS peripheral set, keyboard, mouse, and mousepad. And then underneath, we've got a Computer Alliance custom video editing PC. And then that's what makes up our video editing corner, guys. And then second, lastly, we've got our handy printer for printing all of the signage in the Gamers Ground you've seen around. And then lastly is a little nifty device or switch. It's a network switch, which powers our production network, which is a completely offline network, which connects all of our observer PCs, our Vmix PCs, our video editing PCs all together. So that way, if I'm in my corner or Hamish is in his corner, we can all bring in any of the separate feeds themselves. So that way, We can show almost any of the Observer PCs or switch to them at a moment's notice if we want to in a broadcast to show you as much gameplay live as we can. So this is what makes up the office tour, guys. So next up in the video will be the breakdown of all the PCs and the specifications part. So stay tuned and keep watching, and let's see what's inside of these PCs, guys. Just before we go into the breakdown of the PC, guys, just like to make a quick sponsor segue for Computer Alliance, our technology providers of XP Esports. Hello and welcome. We're here in Mount Gravatt, Brisbane, Queensland at Computer Alliance, our technology providers, along specifically with Intel, ASUS, Republic of Gamers and Cooler Master. So without these guys, we wouldn't have all of the amazing production and back-end computing technology provided by them. All of our past events wouldn't have been able to come to life, and you wouldn't be able to game in them. And we're going to check out what they have in store, guys. If you're looking to purchase any Intel, ASUS, Republic of Gamers or Cooler Master components, parts, peripherals or custom built PCs to budget, specifications or requirements, or even laptops, then come down to Computer Alliance store at Mount Gravatt, Brisbane. They've got a wide range of stock, some of which is viewable in their showroom, with all the rest being online on their website. If you don't live local to Brisbane, they can ship to anywhere in Australia. They've got great customer support and service from their amazing team of knowledgeable individuals, so what are you waiting for? Check them out today. Our caster PC has been a really great help to allowing our caster or casters to have their own PC when we're running broadcast, so they can either control their own game camera or the broadcast game camera, which is what you as Twitch viewers are watching. They can also utilize Discord and have it open on their second monitor the whole time for instant messages, updates and hearing audio from myself from my Vmix corner, to provide voice prompts or updates on the go to them. Now for the specifications of our caster PC, it has the following components. For the CPU, it has an Intel Core i5-10400F with a base speed of 2.9 GHz with 6 cores. For the motherboard, it's got an ASUS Prime B460M-K. For the memory, it has 16GB of DDR4 2666 MHz. For graphics, it's running an ASUS GTX 1650 TUF Gaming Super overclocked with 4GB of VRAM. For storage wise, it's running an Intel 660p 512 M.2 NVMe SSD. And what's powering all this is a Cooler Master MWE 450W 80 plus bronze V2 power supply. Now this all fits inside of a Cooler Master Silencio S400TG, which stands for tempered glass version, and it's a mini tower. Now for the peripherals of the caster's desk, we have the following. So starting with monitors, we'll start with the 27-inch version. So we've got an ASUS TUF Gaming VG279Q1A gaming monitor in 27-inch size. It's full HD, so it's 1920 by 1080 resolution. It's got an IPS panel. It's got a up to 165Hz refresh rate with extreme low motion blur, adaptive sync, FreeSync Premium, a 1 millisecond response time, and we have two of these at our caster's desk. For the third monitor, it's an ASUS VG248QE gaming monitor in 24-inch size, still full HD, so 1920 by 1080. It's got a 1 millisecond response time with a 144 refresh rate. Now for the keyboard, we have a Cooler Master Master Keys SK622. It's a 60%, so it's a fairly small one. That's in space grey and it's got RGBs, so game away. And for the mouse, we have a Cooler Master Master Mouse MM531 with also RGB lights. And that makes up everything for our caster's PC and desk. The Observer PCs have provided us with so much potential for all of the different events and leagues we've run in the past 2 years, which will be continuing along with new ones in 2022. Some of you might ask how we're different from other tournament organisers in Australia. Well, by having these 12 Observer PCs, we like to run our events in a more unique style by us hosting all of the matches for our events so we can record every match for future content or disputes later on. It's easy for teams and players not having to worry about hosting their own, and they just need to read our match schedules for which lobbies or host account they need to join for their match. Now for the internal components of the Observer PCs, they have the following. For a CPU, they have the Intel Core i5-10400F with a base speed of 2.9 GHz with 6 cores. That's inside of an ASUS Prime B460M-K motherboard. And for RAM, they've got 16GB of DDR4 2666 MHz. For graphics power, they're running an ASUS RTX 2060 Phoenix with 6GB of VRAM. For storage wise, we've got an Intel 660p 512GB M.2 NVMe SSD, and we've also got a mechanical drive of a 1TB 7200 RPM 3.5 inch for recording. They've also got a second network card, which is an Intel Gigabit CT network adapter. This is for our offline production network. Now what's powering all this is a Cooler Master V650 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply. Now this all fits inside of a Cooler Master Silencio S400 tempered glass mini tower. Now for the peripherals at our observer stations, we have the following. So starting with monitors, we have an ASUS VG258QR gaming monitor. This is in a 24.5 inch size, full HD, so 1920 by 1080. It's got a 0.5 millisecond response rate with a 165 Hz refresh rate. It's G-Sync compatible, and it also has FreeSync Premium. For the keyboard, we have a Cooler Master Master Keys SK622 60% in RGB in space grey colour. For the mouse, we have a Cooler Master Master Mouse MM531 in RGB colour. Now this makes up our observer stations and PCs. For our community stream PC, this one has a bit of history about it, which is why we still have it in the office and use it today. To start with, this is personally owned by myself, and I've brought it into XP to be used as our first production PC for our broadcast back in 2020, which was the early days of our high school league and our women's league. It's also been used at the Ekka for our Young Farmers Cup, which was a farming simulator tournament for high schools in southeast Queensland at the Ekka as a special event when COVID significantly impacted the Ekka. For the internal componentry inside of it, it's got the following. For CPU, it's running an Intel Xeon E5-2680V2 with a 2.8 GHz base speed with 10 cores. It's being cooled by a 280mm all-in-one liquid cooler. For the motherboard, it's an ASUS Rampage IV or 4 Black Edition with X79 socket. For the memory, it's running 32GB of DDR3 1600 MHz. For graphics power, it's got an ASUS Strix GTX 1080 Ti gaming 11GB of VRAM. For SSD storage, it's got a 500GB SATA 3 SSD. And for mechanical storage, it's got a 3TB 7200 RPM 3.5 inch drive, which is all being powered by a 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply, which is all housed inside of an RGB mid-tower case. For the peripherals at the community stream station, it's got the following. So for the monitors, they are an ASUS VG248QE gaming monitor in 24 inch size at full HD resolution, which is 1920 by 1080. It has a 1 millisecond response time with a 144 Hz refresh rate. For the keyboard, we have an ASUS Republic of Gamers Strix Flare RGB mechanical gaming keyboard with Cherry MX switches. For the mouse, we've got an ASUS Republic of Gamers Gladius 2. It's an ergonomic optical gaming mouse optimized for FPS gaming with AuraSync RGB lighting and a DPI target thumb button. So this makes up our community stream station and PC. Our Vmix Production PC has been a significant upgrade from our older one we used to use in our old office. This new one provided by Computer Alliance has been a massive empowerment for all of our broadcasts of 2021, ranging from our high school league for titles such as Rocket League and Rainbow Six, our XP Women's League Rainbow Six, our XP Intel events such as our Rocket League, Demolition, Dunderdome Rainbow Six and the XP Valorant Open in December, to our special events like the E-Championship, which pitched drivers from UQ Racing against UQ Motor Club. We assisted with streaming of the UQ League of Legends Rumble Season 2 finals, also our XP FIFA League finals, and many more. So for the components in our Vmix Production PC, it's got the following. So for the CPU, it's running an Intel Core i9-10920X with a base speed of 3.5 GHz with 12 cores. This is being cooled by a ASUS Strix LC240 all-in-one liquid cooler. For the motherboard, we have an ASUS WS, which stands for Workstation. It's an X299 socket Sage motherboard as the 10G or 10 gigabit variant. For RAM, it's got 64GB of DDR4 2666 MHz. For graphics power, we have an ASUS RTX 3090 Tough Gaming overclocked version with 24GB of VRAM. For SSD storage, we have the Intel 1TB 665p M.2 NVMe SSDs. We're running 2 of these. And for mechanical storage, we have a 4TB 7200 RPM 3.5-inch drive. We also have a PCIe capture card, which has quad HDMI inputs for recording or capturing. All of this is powered by a Cooler Master V850 850W 80 plus gold power supply, and it all fits inside of a Cooler Master Silencio S600 tempered glass mid tower. And for the peripherals for the Vmix Production PC, for monitors, we have the ASUS 27-inch 1080p Tough Gaming with an IPS panel with a 165Hz refresh rate, and we have 4 of these on a quad stand. For the keyboard, we're running an ASUS Republic of Gamers Strix Flare RGB mechanical gaming keyboard with Cherry MX switches. And for the mouse, we've got an ASUS Republic of Gamers Gladius 2. It's an ergonomic optical gaming mouse optimized for FPS gaming. It has Aura Sync RGB lighting and even a DPI target thumb button. All of this makes up our Vmix Production PC and station. Along with our Vmix Production PC, we received a dedicated stream encoding PC, which receives our broadcast feed over our special offline production network from our Vmix PC and brings us into OBS and then streams out to our Twitch channel for you to watch and enjoy live. For the internal components of this PC, it's got the following. For the CPU, it's running an Intel Core i7 10700F with a base speed of 2.9 GHz with 8 cores. For the motherboard, we have an ASUS Prime B460 Plus. For RAM, we've got 16GB of DDR4 2666 MHz. For a graphics card, we've got an ASUS GTX 1650 Tough Gaming Super overclocked version with 4GB of VRAM. For storage, we just have an Intel 660p 512GB M.2 NVMe SSD, and this is being all powered by a Cooler Master MWE 450W 80 plus bronze V2 power supply. We also have a PCIe network card, which is an ASUS XG-C100C, which is a 10 gigabit network card, and this is all stored inside of a Cooler Master Master Box NR600 mid-tower case. For peripherals, we have for monitors, we just have standard 24-inch 1080p Full HD monitors mounted on a quad stand. For the keyboard, we have a Cooler Master Master Keys SK622 60% in space grey with RGB lights. And for the mouse, we have a Cooler Master Master Mouse MM531 with RGB lights. So this makes up our stream encoding PC and station. The video editing PC has been a great addition to our office as a computer, taking over the role from a lesser PC to create video content, and we also run our B-Stream broadcast via this PC for events like our XP Women's League, and even use this as a high-performance observer PC for the finals of our leagues or events to utilise the 10th Gen Intel i7 and ASUS RTX 3070 that's inside of it. Now for the components that make up the video editing PC, we've got for the CPU, it's an Intel Core i7 10700K with a base speed of 3.8 GHz and 8 cores. This is being cooled by an ASUS Strix LC 240 all-in-one liquid cooler, and these attached to a motherboard which is an ASUS Prime B460 Plus. And for memory, we've got 16GB of DDR4 2666 MHz. And for graphics power, we've got an ASUS RTX 3070 Dual with 8GB of VRAM. And for storage, we're running an Intel 660p 512GB M.2 NVMe SSD. And we've also got a PCIe network card, which is an ASUS XG-C100C, which is 10G or 10 gigabits. So this is for our offline production network. And this is all being powered by a Cooler Master V650 650W 80 plus gold power supply. And all of this fits inside of a Cooler Master Master Box NR600 mid-tower case. And for the peripherals, we have the following. So in the center, we have a single 27-inch ASUS TUF Gaming VG279Q1A gaming monitor in 27-inch Full HD, which is 1920 by 1080. It's got an IPS panel, a 165Hz refresh rate, extreme low motion blur, adaptive sync, FreeSync Premium, and a 1 millisecond response time. On the left and right, we have 24-inch ASUS VG248QE gaming monitors. These are Full HD as well, which are 1920 by 1080. They have a 1 millisecond response time with a 144Hz refresh rate. For the keyboard, we've got an ASUS Republic of Gamers Strix Flare RGB mechanical gaming keyboard with Cherry MX switches. And for the mouse, we have an ASUS Republic of Gamers Gladius 2. This is an ergonomic optical gaming mouse optimized for FPS gaming. It also comes with Aura Sync RGB lighting and a DPI target thumb button. All of this makes up the video editing station and PC. Well, that's a wrap, guys. So that's our office tour video all done. We hope you've enjoyed that video for today. Give us a like on YouTube or even a comment if you liked it. If you want to see more content like this, let us know. We're trying to get more content out there this year. We've got a few pieces coming up with a few other sponsors and a few different gear. So keep your eyes peeled, so subscribe and keep notified to our YouTube channel, and see you later. Just before we end this video, guys, we'd just like to make a massive thank you for Computer Alliance, Intel, ASUS Republic of Gamers, and Cooler Master for your support through 2020, 2021, and hopefully 2022 and beyond. We've had a great time running events and tournaments and leagues using your gear, your help, and we hope we have a great future ahead with you. So thank you so much for your continued support with XP Esports.